Tonight, we will announce the winner of the NFL Playoff Challenge. We will hand out all of our 2020 awards, and we will tell you what to expect for 2021. All of this and more in 20 seconds. Hey, fellow fanatics, welcome to the Fanatically Real broadcast sponsored by Football, Darts, and Fantasy Sports Alliance. Are you in for a treat tonight? And not only are you in for a treat, it is a little bit of R&R for us as we finish this show tonight, as we are finally going to get a little bit of a break for the season. As you see tonight, we are broadcasting our 56th episode of the night. It has been a crazy year. The biggest reason that we were able to have this season that we had this year, outside of the COVID and everything else that we have had going on, is because of our broadcast sponsor, Football Darts. Football Darts is a dart game that combines the skill of traditional darts with the strategies of American football. This innovative dart game is played on a uniquely designed multiple target dartboard. It can be played in sports bars, at tailgate events, as league tournaments, or as a leisure activity in the comfort of your home. If you would like to check out their officially licensed collegiate dartboards, go to footballdarts.com, and you can now find them at Target, Wayfair, and Fanatics. We could not have had this season without our broadcast sponsor, so thank you very much to footballdarts.com. We also could not have had this season without these guys joining us under the umbrella of FSA, and it is Empty Wagon Fantasy Football Podcast. The trio were back this week. Eric was rocking the new dad beard. The guys did a deep dive at the running back position. They're going to be taking this week off, but they will be back the 19th through the 20th of February, which is midnight East Coast time between Friday going into Saturday. Make sure you go out and give them a listen or a watch on any of their broadcasts or podcasts. They have all of their own Twitter accounts that are coming across the bottom of your screen as well. You can find them on all of their social media outlets at Empty Wagon FF. And beginning on 1 March, when we come back for our 2021 season, you will be able to find their podcast and broadcast under any of the Fantasy Sports Alliance accounts. Go out and give them a watch and a listen. Who do we got out there tonight? Chris says we are all looking sharp. Chris, very much appreciate you. So who else we got out there? Damien says that we're all looking good. Well, I say all. You're only seeing me so far. You know what? That means I got to get the other suits in here tonight. Josh and Kevin, how are you guys? You guys are looking good tonight. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. A little above average today as we put the average bros to rest for the season last night. I had to jump off early yesterday to get down here on the red carpet for our upcoming awards.
Let's see who else out there. Disclosure, suits not a regular thing. Josh, appreciate that. Make sure everybody knows that this is not a normal Wednesday thing. MJ on with us. MJ, how are you? Heather, we do appreciate you. Thank you. I'm not the only one that cleans up well. So are these two ugly mugs right here on the show with me tonight. They clean up pretty well, especially Josh. He looks like, he's ready to sell me in some insurance. So do appreciate you being on. Maria with us. Chris says 2 out of the 3 are looking smart. I'm wondering who the one person is that isn't looking smart. He says he'll let you figure out who it is between the 3 of us. Hey, speaking of average bros, how did you guys' show go last night? That good, huh?
Which part? The beginning and end went well.
The beginning and end? What happened to the middle?
We had some technical difficulties, to
when
say the least.
When you say we.
So Kevin had some lighting issues, some green screen issues. He had some internet issues. It was a very, very average night and a very average finale.
Well, you did title it an average finale, so it was appropriate.
It was not planned. I'll tell you that.
Well, if you like tonight's show, please go out and follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. All of our social media outlets, like, subscribe, everything. They should be coming across the bottom of the screen right now. Appreciate you. And they are there. This will be our last episode of the 2020 season. We will return, and we'll mention this a little bit later on the show as well. We will return March. Well, March 1 is the beginning of our fiscal year, but I don't believe that falls on a Wednesday, right? So 3 March, we will be back for our next episode. You guys will fall in the Tuesday after that. And I believe the Empty Wagon guys are going to stay every other week until the new season starts for us as well. I don't think that they're going to take a break. I think this every other week thing is going to be a thing for them until we actually come back full board once the season gets started. Hey, so the elephant in the room, I know you guys talked about it last night. Super Bowl. What kind of comments you guys got about it? Anything extra you want to add from last night that you didn't get a chance to say that you thought about overnight?
So for myself, I thought that it is very telling, the atmosphere moving forward for the teams in the aftermath of the Super Bowl. Tom Brady shown a little tipsy on his $2 million yacht. And
what is he doing throwing the Lombardi like boat to boat? He's just like, oh, I got 6 more. I got 6 more. If it falls in the water, falls in the water.
Yeah, I saw that he had an escort afterwards, and they did let Gronk touch it eventually. Initially, he was not, after he dented the previous one. So that was good to see. But what really stood out to me was just the fun that these two guys had together. Obviously, Gronk retired because he said football was not fun anymore in the Patriots just win mentality. So telling what that means team to team, and that the age was not really a factor. So excited to see those guys move forward. Obviously, just because of the greatness between the two.
Hey, Kevin, I don't know if you know this individual or not, but they say that you are looking like a snack. So you better make sure that you say thank you very much to Sarah.
Thank you.
With a little voice crack in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that.
And Coach Bill says the refs had a big game. Yeah, I think that the refs had a big part in that. At least 2 of the plays that I can remember.
Not when it's 31-9, but
yeah, my 2 cents for it, because I know you guys talked about it pretty extensively yesterday during the show, was it's probably one of the most boring Super Bowls I've watched in a while. Very one-sided. Sad to see it wasn't even a touchdown scored by Kansas City.
I wouldn't say it was the most boring Super Bowl. I think it was better than the New England and Rams.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely more boring.
Yeah, you're right. It was boring. I went over to my old company commander and watched that at his house. Yeah, it was boring. Yeah, you're right. That was a boring game. But this one just felt like there was no competition, right? It seemed like we were watching a one-sided game. So, yeah.
It just wasn't the normal Kansas City, which is so bizarre.
Yeah, agreed. So because the Super Bowl happened, that affected something here at FSA, which was our playoff challenge, which was free for everybody to get into. Anybody could get into it. It wasn't just FSA members strict. Anybody outside the family could get in as well. Anybody outside the alliance could get in. But it was actually a member inside FSA that actually won the playoff challenge this year, and that was Randy McCarty. Randy, originally in the New England region, who has since moved out to the Southwest region during the middle of the season, won the NFL playoff challenge with a total of 799 points, which actually ranked him 3,600 out of all of the teams that played this and all of the NFL playoff challenge. And on the line was a free membership in the redraft league next year. So congratulations to Randy, because he will be playing for free for next year. Kind of like at least one more guy that we're going to have on the show here with us tonight. It's going to be a little bit before we get to him, but we're definitely doing some foreshadowing right now. So I wanted to do something. We had MJ says she was excited to finish 13th. Hey, I was pretty excited to finish 11th, coming from 36th. And actually, the guy that I thought had the biggest chance of winning it was Chris Simpson, who won it last year. Chris came all the way from 22nd to 3rd, so he did quite well. Randy on with us. Randy, congratulations, man. I'm glad you got that this year. Also, I talked to our guys over at QB54. They will be getting chairs out to you very, very soon. E.T. Spencer, did I say Chris? I'm sorry, I meant Todd Spencer. Todd coming from all the way from 22nd and finishing up in 3rd. Chris, you just on my mind so much lately. Todd, who won it last year, came all the way from 22nd and moved up to 3rd, which was a guy that we thought had a very big chance of winning it this year. So before we get into the formal portion of the show, which is why we're all dressed up tonight, and we're going to hand out our 2020 awards, something I wanted to kind of do was talk about all of the things that were different in 2020 from 2019 to kind of show and talk about to those people who might be new to FSA watching us tonight who have never watched us before, the differences that were made from 2019 to 2020. I know Kevin and Josh, you guys have some input on this as well. I don't want to be the only guy that talks through all of these differences because you guys were actually one of the differences that we had in 2020. So actually, Josh, from your foxhole, from your standpoint, what kind of things were different? You were a rookie this year, right? So you didn't play with us last year, but you have been part of this growth from 2019 to 2020. So what did you see different from 2019? Things that came along after you put your footprint on with FSA that you saw in 2020?
I don't really know. I don't really know what changed. I mean, I got to know so many other people. I mean, I got to, feel like I had a meaning to dive into football so much more than what I was already experiencing. Like, I would already just, turn on any game that was on and just watch football just because for the love of the game. But being brought on to FSA, like I actually I was doing it for a purpose with having the Average Bros show. But I mean, in the matter of a year, it's hard to notice a change over the matter of the year. It's more of like when it becomes extensive, that's when you pick up on the changes.
Kev, what did you see? You got to join this foxhole a little bit sooner than Josh did. We had a crazy conversation between you, me, the Empty Wagon guys that seemed to do almost a 180 where I was calling you and asking you, hey, how would you like to join the umbrella of FSA and what that looked like from your standpoint and how this became what it is right now?
Yeah, for me, it was a pretty big change, right? Because before joining the family of FSA, obviously, I had played extensively in many other leagues on many other platforms. I had broadcasted on other platforms as well, and usually around football speak in general, not all fantasy based. But Josh is right. It kind of shines a new light on the sport that I love and I follow so closely, and just a love for the game when you encompass. And I'll use the word that he had mentioned is just experience. And when you join FSA, it's not just a game anymore; it's a total experience. When you talk about all the different options that we bring the FSA, as far as as far as the sponsorships that we bring in, almost I would say 75% of the members or affiliated in some form or fashion. The site within MFL, where you now see your own logos and team names and creations that the family brings in, all the way through to the podcast, where we're obviously throwing up comments of people and making your voice heard, which is not done on nearly any other platform. And the biggest change I've seen is just that the platform growth. When I had first started to watch FSA, maybe 5, 6 viewers at a time live and only on Facebook. Now we are pretty much everywhere.
So speaking of being able to have your voice heard when we're on these lives, Brian Lewis saying he's feeling a little underdressed right now. Brian, I need to send you out the link so you can join us as well so we can see how you are dressed tonight. And then Damian saying that FSA has taken my fantasy football hobby to a whole new level and overall a better experience. So, and then FSA has, Josh, FSA has made me appreciate Traquan Smith more. Traquan for the win. Yeah, of course you would put that on there. So from the guy that's been doing this now for concluding our 27th season tonight, or our 27th year of operation, let me tell you what it looked like from 2019 to 2020. We actually had more members in 2019 than we did in 2020. But of the 80 members that we had in 2019, we lost 36 of them in the offseason. We gained 28 people, brand new people, that brought us up to 72. The group that we brought on of those 28 were just an amazing group of fantasy football players and human beings. Because of them, we are in the spot that we're at right now. That meaning, and one of the things that Randy said, which was the new leagues, yay. You're right. Because of those 28 people that we brought on, some of the things that we did was we added 5 new leagues this year. We brought on 4 dynasties, only 3 of which that I wanted to have happen anyways. And then the QB54 Arm and Leg League. We brought on the Tested King of the Castle League this year as well. From an operational standpoint, for me personally as the commissioner and trying to pull everybody in, we introduced Jot forms, which is a way for all of you to sign up for the year. No longer did I have to send invoices out. We now have 2 additional shows under the umbrella of FSA. We have the Empty Wagon Fantasy Football Podcast, which is on 2 times a week. We brought on the Average Bros, which are nothing. They're not average. They are way, way above average. So it's just a clever title of the show. You two are awesome.
Whoa. Calm down there. You don't want to set the bar too high for us.
I still have to finish last night's show. Let me go finish that show up before I make that comment again. But no, it was great to have you guys come under the umbrella. We switched our broadcasting platform. Right now, you all are watching us on StreamYard, and we're being streamed across Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter at the same time. Prior to this, we were on OBS. We were only being on Facebook, and we had to take a recorded version of it and edit it and send it up on YouTube. So all brand new things for us. All of these broadcasts that we see right now are now podcasts. The Empty Wagon Fantasy Football Show went from a podcast to a broadcast. And then we changed our power ranking system for the year if we want to get into competition stuff, right? So these are all of the things that we saw different from 2019 to 2021 or 2020. And then what we're going to talk about is some of the expectations that you will see for changes in 2021. But before we do that, we need to get into the formal portion of the award show. So here's what we're going to do. Here's the agenda for the award show, right? We're going to go out and reintroduce everybody to our regional champs. We're going to reintroduce everybody to our bowl game champions, our all-team bowl champions. We're going to congratulate our world champion again. And then we're going to give out our big awards for the end of the year. That being the top scoring team of the year, our rookie general manager of the year, and then our general manager of the year. And that's how we're going to go through the rest of the show. Damian says he does love the power ranking system. We're going to scratch the surface a little bit on that at the end of the show. We are going to change the power ranking system again for 2021, only to make it a little bit easier for everybody to understand in 2021. And it doesn't really change. It changed the position of a couple of our teams as we did an end of season comparison, but it doesn't really change who falls into that top 25. So as we go through these regional champions, I definitely want my guys from the Average Bro that are on with us tonight to chime in, especially when it comes up to their region. We're going to do these in numerical order. It's a numerical order that I kind of concocted in my own head years ago. And we are going to start with our New England regional champ, which was the Chris Betts, who had a very phenomenal year with us. not only was he the regional champion, he went on to win the world championship as well as the rookie under FSA. What says the two of you about the Chris Betts?
For me, it's just nice to see, obviously, a rookie coming in, a new face to FSA, and taking the place by storm. Obviously, well built from the ground up, close to the waiver wires as we watched it throughout the playoffs. And I know one player specifically has my average co-host and brother Josh interested in.
I was going to say, don't you say his name. That's my part. But for me, I'm going to just kind of reiterate what Kevin said. It's really good to see a rookie GM come into FSA and, like he said, completely take the league by storm and to win his region as well as winning in the world championship. And then just his good luck charm throughout the season. He rode the bench all season. I mean, you can't blame him. He doesn't really do much, but still, it's a good luck charm. But huge kudos to Traquan Smith, of course, for carrying him to the playoffs. I mean, somebody's got to keep the bench warm. So who better than Traquan Smith? Hashtag Quan for the win.
Congratulations to Chris Franklin. And I don't think this is going to be the last time his name is brought up in the show. So hold on to your seats as we get a little bit further on. So let's talk about our Black Bears Appalachian Region champion, the Nihilist. Didn't have a great showing in the first round, but did have a very good regular season showing for you all. Both of you playing in the Black Bears Appalachian Region. How do you guys feel about him as your regional champion for the year?
So I played in the Appalachian region. I believe Josh was outside of that in the Great Lakes
region this year.
But myself, I saw obviously a early lead taken out by the Nihilist. Absolutely walked through everybody in the first half of the season. One of the last of the unbeatens, I believe, and then kind of slipped up at the end of the season due to injury. I know that I believe myself and Damien, who's also in that region, won late against them and saw that come to fruition. But great on him to jump out on the early lead, knowing that it was only 11-game regular season. He didn't really have to play it out too long. But again, we saw that in the playoffs, in the world playoffs.
And you're right, Josh did end up on purpose playing out of the Great Lakes region this year. That way we made sure that you two weren't in cahoots with each other over in the Appalachian or in the Great Lakes region. And that brings us to our Great Lake regional champion, which happens to be the Ohio River Monsters. Actually, also our other half of the World Championship Finals. I guess we probably should have mentioned that in the New England region when we talked about the Chris Betts also being one half of the World Championship Finals, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But Josh, from your standpoint, how was it playing with and against this guy all year?
I would tell you playing against him, it wasn't fun. But to see somebody who is in my region make it all the way to the championship, it was good. At the end of the day, you are representing the Great Lakes region. So, if I can't take the step forward, somebody else has to. And just to clarify, it had me and my average brother, Kevin, been in the same region, it probably would have been better. You think Kevin and Damien's rivalry is one thing? We would have been at each other's throats all season long. It would have been horrible. Actually, now that I think about it, it's actually good that we're not in the same region.
Hey, be careful what you ask for. Depending on how the regions build out next year with the number of teams that we have next year, you two could end up in the same region together. You know what? I'm gonna make it a thing. I know the guy. I know the commissioner. We might make this a thing.
Me, Kevin, and Damien
to the region too. So
say that again.
I said he also did move into his true region. Now is the Appalachian region.
True statement. He is there now.
So me, Kevin, and Damien in the same league next year. It needs to happen, and there is going to be some bets. There's going to be some pie bets. There's going to be everything guaranteed.
Jenna's on with us. Jenna, we appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. You know what? You've already put it into the universe. You've said it. It's happening. You, Damien, Kevin, same region next year. It's happening. Going down. All right, so this one is on me. I'm going to talk about this guy for a little bit right here, the Naughty Dogs, who ended up being the South Atlantic Dragons regional champion, which is out of my region, Sean Purcell. I hate that this guy won our region this year. I mean, I can't even say it in a nice way. I mean, after knocking him out of the playoffs last year with the opportunity to possibly move on to the regional championship and go on to the world championship, I hate that he wanted it. No, I take that back. No, I'm very, very, very happy. Sean, tough competition all year this year. I thought I had a chance at him again this year. Thought maybe I was going to hurt his playoff champions or playoff implications again this year. How awesome would that have been 2 years in a row? Unfortunately, we didn't get to hang out with each other this year as it was going down. Hopefully in the 2021 season, we can reverse that and make that happen. I can go over and see him on his turf, and we can watch our game against each other. But congratulations to Sean and the Naughty Dogs for winning the South Atlantic Dragons region. Well deserving. Foreshadowing. I think I might have heard a knock on the door here in the studio. I'm not sure who that could have been. So I might have to go to that in a little bit and see who that could be. So let's go to the Gulf Coast region. So this was a region we had not had as a developing region with us for a while because we don't really have anybody playing in those 3 states. But the way that the regions were broken down this year, we really needed to bring this to the forefront, which was the Gulf Coast region. Most of this region being made up of the players from the far east side of Texas and the far west side of Florida, those that are in the panhandles. And the person that ends up winning it out of the Gulf Coast region is the Crab Island Hookers and their general manager, Lucy James. She is a 2-time world champion with us already. And I thought, man, how crazy would it be if she goes on to win a 3rd world championship with us? And unfortunately, she was eliminated in the first round of the playoffs. But congratulations to Lucy again for what is now her 3rd regional championship in probably only about, I think she's been with us like 7 or 8 years now. I have said it very many times that when she reaches the year limits required for her to go into the Hall of Fame, she is a first-time vote getter without a doubt. If you go back and look at her history, she won back-to-back world championships with a totally different rule set between those 2 years. And now for her to be in this spot again in this year, she definitely deserves a first-time vote get into the Hall of Fame. See who we're out there. I believe Josh is afraid to be in the Appalachian region. Oh, somebody is calling you out.
So I have a year under my belt, and I'm ready to run with the big dogs. I know who to stay away from come next draft, and I know who to go out and get. So it will be an interesting season next year.
Chris, have a very good night, and we will actually be bringing up Discord here in a little bit. So thank you. Thank you. And MJ says, way to go to the Naughty Dogs. Also playing in the South Atlantic region with us this year. Way to go, Sean. All right, so who do we got left? That means we've got one region left for us to talk about. Another one of those regions that we kind of had to build this year. Not even in our original 16 region makeup. We just had to create a region this year called the Western region. It ends up being the Wyverns region. Former soldier of mine, Anthony Monhay, who is no longer in that Western region. He has since moved over across the pond into the Euro region for us for 2021. Ends up winning the Western region as the Lunatics. Had a very, very good year. Actually, 2 great years in a row for him as well, as we were going back trying to figure out what that playoff scenario looked like for him last year. Because some shenanigans kind of happened in that Western region. But now this year he ends up being in the World Championship. And I don't want to dominate here. I know we kind of stopped seeing what you guys thought of the Great Lakes region there. But how do you two feel about what went down in the South Atlantic, the Gulf Coast, and the Western region?
Yeah, I agree with you when it comes to the Crab Island Hookers out of the Gulf Coast region. She was my vote to move forward. A very strong team, just happened to face a tough matchup throughout the playoffs for herself, but agree that she should and will be a first ballot Hall of Famer when it comes time for that. So very much looking
Absolutely.
forward to seeing her success continue within FSA.
Jenna, have a good night. Thank you for stopping in. Thank you for the nice comments of all of us. Josh, what do you got for all of our other regional champions before we get into these bowl game champions?
I'm just gonna finish it off with saying congrats to everyone. You guys are in different regions than of which I am, so you guys have nothing to worry about next season.
They wouldn't have anything to worry about anyways.
But to everybody who's going to be in the Appalachian region next season, I'm going to say it now. I'm sorry in advance. I didn't mean to draft such an awesome team. I didn't mean for Traquan Smith to be MVP of my team. I mean, I'm just saying it now.
Wow. Hey, make sure we hold on to this episode 56. Make sure we hold on to this so we can play a repeat of this at the end of next year. Let's get into our bowl game champions and our bowl game winners. I would like to thank all of our sponsors that were our bowl game sponsors this year. Thank you very much to the Southern Siren Sugar Scrub. Thank you very much to the Cranky Veteran Candle Company. And thank you very much to Shell and Mel's Boutique. The winners of each one of those bowl games, the Maniacs winning the Southern Siren Sugar Scrub. Again, Matt, thank you for giving your winnings over to Mrs. FSA and my wife, Misty. We very much appreciate that. Cranky Veteran Candle Company, thank you, family, for giving all of the candles and the melts that you are giving to Turd Ferguson and Jason up there in Ohio. And thank you to Shell and Mel for the great basket that you put together for our To the Land Sharks and our bowl game winner there. Also, we've already mentioned both of them tonight. The Naughty Dogs and the Lunatics were our all-team bowl combatants. The winner of that, the Naughty Dogs, being the winner of the Deep South Creations all-team bowl. So congratulations to Sean on that. And thank you to Deep South Creations and Brandon for sponsoring that bowl game for us for a second year in a row. And since we've already mentioned our third and fourth place teams there with the all-team bowl, we would be amiss if we didn't mention our world championship teams, that being the Chris Betts and the Ohio River Monsters, as you see there, and our Fanatic Real Bowl World Championship sponsored by Nature Coast Tailgating. Final score there, Chris Betts ends up winning the World Championship this year, 157 to 138. So thank you to other Brandon for the sponsorship this year. Let me pull you guys back in. Tell me what you thought about all of our bowl games this year and our World Championship game.
For me, I thought that this was a unprecedented landscape when it comes to fantasy, something that I had never played in or contributed in before. You know, in most leagues, if you're on other platforms, it is one and done. You have one winner. So to see so many great sponsors and so many great teams be awarded for their play throughout the season was phenomenal to see, and I'm looking forward to next year's setup, as I know we'll mention later in the show or early next season. But congratulations to all of those involved.
Yeah, congrats to everybody who won in all of the bowl games, and pretty much I guess me and Kevin are on the same wavelength here tonight. But yeah, when you go to different platforms and you're playing fantasy football with whoever you're playing with, I mean, if it's not FSA, then what are you doing? But just all the different things that FSA offers with all the bowl games, all the the World Championship, all this stuff that you can get into, it gives you more hope that you'll be able to get into something, and instead of just being that one and done team, kind of like my team this season, where played the regular season and I was tossed to the curb. But long story short, I just love what FSA offers, and like I said, if you're not in FSA, what are you doing? Have fun doing one and done deals.
So we're going to get a little bit deeper into our awards now, right? I want to pause and congratulate all of our regional champions, all of our bowl game champions, our all-team bowl, and our world championship sponsor. The reason we're going to take a little bit of a pause because I want everybody that's in FSA who probably doesn't already know this, or those of you that aren't in FSA thinking about playing this year, why we're taking this pause, what we're about to mention. So the next couple of awards that we're going to give out are the top scoring team, the rookie general manager of the year, and the general manager of the year. What does that mean to these guys? I mean, what happens after this year? So we do have this thing over in FSA where we give out league awards, and these are ribbons that will follow these teams around throughout their careers in FSA. And what you're seeing is a compilation of more than a year worth of putting together what do these things need to look like, right, for ribbons. And what you're looking at is the 2019 awards all the way to 2018, which is the first year that we put these in implementation. We will go back and do these and date these all the way back to 1993, our first year in existence. As you can see there, the Chris Betts is already there for the world champion because when I built this, we already knew that it was there. But once we're done with the award show here for tonight, you will see these end up on the profiles of those general managers. You will be able to go under and look at their league awards so you can see that they are there. So let's get to our very first award. Kind of going to do a little bit of a build-up here. We're going to work with our top scoring team of the year. Top scoring team of the year was awarded to the team. That was the top scoring team of the year. Well, we did something a little bit different this year was we went ahead and stretched the top scoring team all the way through week 17. So just because the regular season was over and you weren't involved in the playoffs, you still set a lineup every single week all the way through week 17 for the ability or the possibility of being the top scoring team of the year. What was that? Why was that a big deal? Well, it came with a cash prize at the end of the year, $75 if you ended up winning that. And the winner of that was the Gadget Guys. And our very own Eric O'Neill ends up being the top scoring team of the year. So once we are done with the award show tonight and we start giving out ribbons, Eric O'Neill known as the 2020 top scoring team of the year. Not only was he the top scoring team of the year, he was also one of two rookie general managers of the year that we had this year. So we ended up with rookie general managers of the year this year. Eric being one of those. It was an even vote across the board between the 14 teams that the 14 people that actually voted for the general manager and rookie general manager of the year. Rookie general manager of the year being the 18 that voted in this one. So congratulations to Eric on both the top scoring team and the rookie general manager of the year. He will be awarded both of those awards when we get done with the award show tonight. So when I say that means we had two. We had two, right? So the second rookie general manager of the year was also our world champion this year. So rookie general manager of the year, the Chris Betts and Chris Franklin, winning not only our world championship, but very deservedly, if you win a world championship, probably should win the rookie general manager of the year as well. But we're not just here to say congratulations to him as if it's lip service and we're just going to give him an award. The man himself is with us tonight. Chris, how are you?
Doing well, doing great. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Congratulations on a great year, man. So you win the world championship, which comes with money. It comes with a set of cornhole boards for you, which, man, I wish I had the picture to cue it up right now. Great set of cornhole boards, custom cornhole boards with the bags. And you're winning rookie general manager of the year, co-rookie general manager of the year with the Gadget Guys. How does it feel in your first year in FSA?
It feels great. I didn't really know what to expect when I signed on this year and loved it. Just stayed with it. Tried catching you guys on Wednesdays, watched the thing, stay a part of it, and just keep going. And got lucky at times and paid off.
So I have a question. You have to remind me. How the heck did we find How the heck did we find each other?
Eric Talbot, the Average Joe's
cool. Awesome.
general manager. He and I've known him forever, and we've done fantasy leagues together and stuff. And I don't know how we got started talking about it, but he knows I'm always interested in as many leagues here or there, and So I don't know if I asked him or if he offered up or how it went down, but we got talking about it, and I said, well, if there's an opening, let me know. And he goes, yeah, and he got me in touch with you or however it went, and next thing you know, I'm part of the group. So, and I didn't realize how big it was,
It's been a season-long thing. Eric being a rookie with us this year as well. I kind of forget how I even brought Eric on. Like, it just becomes a thing. It's kind of like Josh and Kevin. I mean, would you believe those guys are rookies this year? You kind of forget that we've been doing this for so long. How did we find each other kind of thing, right? So congratulations. I'm going to keep you on for a little bit longer. MJ does say that the boards look amazing. I wish I could cue up the picture of them right now. I should have had that ready for it, but congratulations on that for sure.
I got a couple of the bags. I'm not doing justice in front of the camera, but but they came out great. I love them. So the boards are too heavy to bring over here and carry up, but the bags pretty much tell the story, but they look great.
Well, when you get an opportunity to take pictures of you or videos of you playing, please send them our way.
All right, we'll do.
All right, so I wish we had Eric on with us tonight, but I know he is busy being a new dad with the new baby and everything like that. So I will take a step back and say congratulations to Eric, congratulations to Chris. So now we have our general manager of the year, and he's sitting outside in the green room. We'll call it the green room, right? That's what they call it when you're going on TV, right? And you're getting ready to come out the green room. He's sitting out there. He probably has an idea of why he's here tonight, right? Because he even tells me before he goes live, hey, I got to go get a shower. I got to be clean for this. I want to make sure that I look good. Like, I'm not sure if he knew exactly what he was coming into tonight. So our general manager of the year, the Naughty Dogs, and Sean Purcell, we've already mentioned a couple times. He also was our winner of our all-team bowl this year, sponsored by Deep South Creations. Hey, Sean, you out there? Can you knock on the door for me?
I'm out here.
There we go. Sean, how are you? Congratulations, my friend, on General Manager of the Year.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So how's it feel to be I'm going to say it because it's my region, the Dragons of South Atlantic, the toughest region in all of FSA, to win that and to be the General Manager of the Year?
It's an honor and absolutely a pleasure to represent the South Atlantic Dragons, and even going back to last year, having you start my downfall, to rise back up and overcome even the Land Sharks and not quite make it past the Chris Betts in the semifinals. So congratulations to you as well again, and congrats on winning it all. It was a great season. Lots of challenges, especially with the pandemic and the new format this year, but it was a fun time all the way around.
Well, congratulations to you both. I want you to stick on for a little bit with us because we're going to talk about a little bit of the things for 2021. And because of where you guys were at, where you fell, your success that you had with us in 2020, I would love some input from you guys. But before we get into that, what I would like to do is I would like to thank all of our sponsors this year that we had. First off, the QB54 Arm and Leg League sponsor, they are going to be back with us next year. We are going to do another Arm and Leg League again in 2021, and they have already committed to being a sponsor for that. Football Darts, which was our broadcast sponsor all year in 2020. I have a phone call out to them right now to see what their role is going to be in 2021. Nature Coast Tailgating, which is our world championship sponsor. They gave those great boards and bags to Chris Franklin, our world champion. To Shell and Mel, Cranky Veteran Candle Company, Southern Siren Sugar Scrub, and Deep South Creations, all of our bowl sponsors for the year. And, of course, the Recast, who are the official music of FSA. I'm hoping that we get all of these sponsors back next year. If you're watching this right now and you are a current sponsor, please reach out to us. Let us know what you would like to do with us in 2021. If you are not a sponsor with us in FSA right now and you would like to do something with us in 2021, please reach out to us. Reach out to anybody you see on the screen right now. Reach out to Sean. Reach out to Chris over there somewhere. There you go. Thanks, Kev. Appreciate you. Even reach out to those guys and tell them that you want to be a part of FSA next year, and we will make it happen for you. Before we get into any more 2021 talk, what do the average bros got to say about the 2020 season?
I think we pretty much hit the nail on the head for everything. I think that, obviously the two guys underneath of us, both Sean and Chris, overcame a lot this year with the COVID issues on the players and maneuvering around that. Obviously, a new format with the way the regions were laid out a little bit differently this year than years past, and then the new um, um, seeding, if you will, for the power rankings to throw in the mix. So definitely congratulations to those two guys and everybody moving forward. Just upping FSA as a whole. Great season overall, in my opinion.
Josh, Traquan for the win.
Yeah, Quan for the win, first of all. Second, congrats to both of you. Chris, I'm a fan of your team because obviously you have Traquan Smith on there. Sean, I just noticed this now. I am a fan of your team because I noticed in your the little uniform that the guy was wearing that looked a little bit like a New Orleans gold. So I'm loving that. But all in all, congrats to both of you. As far as FSA and Average Bros, I am more than excited. I wish it was already March 2nd so we could come back and bring season 2 to you guys. I love doing the show as a whole. And then just, oh gosh, separate from that, I just love being in FSA. All the things that we started with and all the things that we're bringing on now, it is absolutely amazing. And like I said, I wouldn't want to play fantasy football anywhere else.
Well, I hope you're not playing fantasy football anywhere else. We got to change that.
I got my hands full with my team as it is. I need to pick up the broken pieces here.
Speaking of broken pieces, and we will be able to get into the dynasty portion of that for the 2021 stuff. So what should you all expect on 1 March when we open up our next fiscal year for FSA in 2021? So we will be opening up membership doors on 1 March. What we have to do to get to that part for FSA from a logistical standpoint, we have to redo our JOT forms, which is how you all are going to get in the 2021 season. No longer the invoices again, just like it was in 2020. We have been requested or asked to make sure that you all can sign up for multiple leagues at the same time versus individual leagues. So we are going to make sure that that happens for you all. We are definitely opening up those doors on 1 March for all of our dynasty teams. We will keep that open from 1 March to 31 March to make sure that we've got everybody going forward. As Chris has already said tonight to us, if you have any openings anywhere in the dynasty leagues, he said he would be more than happy to take one of those. So we got to make sure that we get all 48 of our teams back in our dynasty leagues for the 2021 season. And then we're going to open it up for the redraft. It'll be open on 1 March, but we will push a whole lot harder on 1 April for all of our redraft to come back. What are we looking for in 2021 as far as opening up the redraft on 1 March for that as well? So we had 72 teams this year. We are looking to push to 96 teams in 2021. We originally said we were going to go 100. And then Kevin talked some sense into me, that guy over there on the other side of the other average guy, talked some sense into me. And we have come up with a really great system of what we're going to do with the 96 teams. The rule set is going to be finalized over this 4-day weekend that I have. Yeah, I got 4 days off. And then we will publish it all to you across email so you can see what to expect in the redraft league for those of you that play in it. We are going to add 2 new leagues in 2021 as well. Kevin, the guy that's on the other side of that average guy, point to him again for me, Josh. Thank you. He is going to be the commissioner of the auction/IDP league that we are going to run next year. In addition to that, we are going to run a Department of Defense league, which is going to be for current and former military members only. So it's going to be a little bit of an exclusive league. So if you are currently or former military, you will be able to get in on that. And of course, we're going to go through and continue to test the King of the Castle League that we already beta tested a little bit this year. We're going to go through again for a full season beta testing in 2021. But I want to take a step back. Kevin, the Auction IDP League, we had some news about a new, can we call them a sponsor? Is that the word? Is that the right word for it?
Yes, this is going to be a 2-part. We are going to be launching a new league, as Brian mentioned. This will be dubbed the Monkey Knife Fight Auction League, as we have a new sponsor and partner within FSA. If you don't know what that is, Monkey Knife Fight is a daily fantasy sports gaming website for the casual sports fan that is simple, fun, and easy to play. Users determine which superstars competing in the daily professional sports events will record more or less than contestant lines provide. MKF daily fantasy prop games play similar to the salary cap based games, but without the algorithms, lineups, and most importantly, sharks. You're not playing against anybody that is out there and gambling away their life savings. There are several different contests to choose from, none of which require hours of research required on competing sites. Start with simple 2 out of 2 or go for higher payouts, if you will, by selecting 8 out of 8 in the more or less contests. And right now, if you go out to their site, monkeyknifefight.com, you can get a 100% instant match bonus up to $50 with promo code FSA. And they will be your auction league sponsors as well with prizes to match.
And we have a sit down with them on Monday to discuss further details. Is that correct?
That is correct.
That is awesome. So I want to say, first off, congratulations to Kevin for closing that deal for FSA, for getting Monkey Knife Fight. So again, if you don't know who they are, please go out and search Monkey Knife Fight so you can see what they're all about. But they will be a part of FSA next year. Something else that we're going to do next year, we are changing chat platforms. I know for those of you that are out there listening and watching right now that have been real comfortable with GroupMe for the last couple of years, as we switched over to it, maybe only just 2 or 3 years ago, because of the urging of Chris Simpson and a couple of other people in the league, we have decided that we are going to switch over to Discord. If you don't know what that is, this is kind of what the layout looks like. Maybe a little IRC, internet relay chat looking. But what's going to happen is instead of us having to have multiple rooms that you have to continue to check, we basically have one server, which is called Fantasy Sports Alliance. You can see it up here in the upper left-hand corner, and all of these channels that are underneath it. And included in all of those channels are each one of our regions in the redraft, all of our dynasties, all of the chats that are a 9 dynasty. For us, we'll be able to do the boardrooms that we have for internal conversations. This announcement room is going to be the best room for me because I'm going to be the only one that can post anything in it as of after you see all of the stuff that was up here. And we made me the only person that can contribute to this room. I will be able to make announcements in this room to everybody, and it doesn't matter what role you have underneath inside each one of these rooms. This will be the one that you want to pay attention to as we're making big announcements. And then you can close off any of these rules or mute any of these rooms or mute them. And then we are also setting roles to each one of you. So you only have to get the information from the ones that pertain to you. So if you're not already switched over to Discord, make sure you do. If you already have it downloaded, make sure you find Fantasy Sports Alliance and we will add you. And then we got one more thing, and then we want to bring on our rookie general manager and general manager of the year to tell us what they think about the 2021 changes. But Kev, you got one more thing you want to talk about, right?
Yes, I do. Right here is our and I have it on the Naughty Dogs on our general manager of the year. If you click the home page here, this is our new merch website, which will be live as of 1 March. You can go out and pick out all of your favorite merchandise and different products for your team or other teams, any of the great logos that come along with the FSA experience. At the top of the screen here, we do give tribute to our World Championship winner, the Chris Betts. And then moving forward, when in season, this will be your top seeded team for the power rankings. Will be seen at the top here. And giving kudos there. I know that Sean had sat there once or twice maybe throughout the regular season. And then moving down, you have all of your podcasts and broadcasts that you can go out and find merchandise for. I know that Josh has on a Empty Wagon t-shirt. He's loving it, living in the thing basically. Then we are going to be offering merch for your region as well. This will be updated when we do move to the 8 regions from the 6 that you currently see, and we'll be finishing up here with Walter the Wizard, our lovely mascot, in all of the different colors that he comes in. If you don't see what you're looking for here on the main page, it can be found broken down by your region, your dynasty league, or under all the teams here, and you can see everyone's logo all in one spot. Much different than what we're used to seeing within Squad Locker, where it was one off. You can add any one of these into your cart and pick out at once, like we see here with the Golden Boys, in a bunch of different offerings that we have there for these guys. And if you don't see a product here that you would like to purchase, please reach out to me personally or to Brian and Josh, and we will make sure it gets into the store. Not only for your team, but maybe others want to have that product as well. So definitely voice your opinions there.
Everybody take a deep breath. Are we good? 2022 or 2020 is done. We've pushed out everything for 2021. To our general manager and rookie general manager of the year, what do you guys think about 2021?
I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully a lot better than 2020, but
how can it be any better? You won the world championship. What do you want next?
No, that's true. I set the bar a little high. But that's why it'll be interesting to do a redraft again, and then also try out some of the other leagues too, just to kind of get a different feel for some of the other stuff you guys have.
Hey, so here is this is your moment for your shameless plug as well. Tell everybody about the Chris Bets.
Okay, so basically, found myself out of work in March, like a lot of other people, and figured I gotta do something my time. So started a blog, basically just sports betting, and been kind of sporadic the past couple of weeks, been kind of busy, but try to keep up with it regularly. It's just basically, my thoughts on some sports betting. I track my wins, losses, keep it all honest. If it's going well or going horrible, it's all out there, but my ideas on what I'm betting, and just a free blog I put out there, and same logo as my team logo. And I don't know, it's brought me luck so far, I guess.
How are your percentages right now?
They weren't bad. I have to go back and look. I know my aim was like 54 to 56, 57% winning, come out ahead of the VIG, basically. Did pretty good in NFL. My golf was horrible, even though it's part of my logo. But football I've done the best on. Basketball I've done all right so far. Just trying to get I had the whole football NFL season, so I did pretty well in NFL and college. So nothing super exciting, but came out ahead. So that's all you can really ask for, I guess.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing to come out ahead, even if it's 51%, right? That's a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Just enough to cover the VIG and go from there and have some fun doing it. And if someone can make some money off of, betting bigger than me, but off of some of my ideas and some of my outlines on there, then great.
By the way, I like your jersey. Sean,
you.
You've been with us for 2 years now. You're getting ready to go into your 3rd year with us. What do you think about the stuff from first off, tell us about your 2020 experience and what are you thinking about for 2021?
2020, it was quite a challenge, of course, like we've all had to go through and maneuver players going on unexpected COVID waivers and injuries as well, and games not being played or postponed and made up later. But so having to navigate all of that, it was, like I said, a challenge, but quite the experience and quite an adventure, and all well worth it in the end to even make it past all the great teams that we were able to play against this week or this season. And we still got a full year of FSA in. So, I mean, congratulations to everybody that stuck it out and played it. Look forward to seeing it all expand as well into 2021. If we can hit 80 and 72, we can definitely hit that 96 mark and even expand it more past 96 in the years to come, especially with all of the new additions that Kevin's made and you've made as well.
I think the only way we're going to be able to make that 96, I don't want to say the only way. I think the easiest way for us to get to that 96 is all of the great people that we brought in FSA in 2020, right? So We brought on Chris, we brought on Josh, we brought on Kevin, we brought on all the Damians that we've got in the league right now, right? All of them, word of mouth, are going to get us to that 96. So if you're out there listening or watching to us, make sure you tell everybody about FSA for 2021 so we can reach that number 96. If redraft isn't your thing, we've got Dynasty. If Dynasty isn't your thing and auction/IDP is your thing, we got that. If you're a veteran or you're currently still serving in the military, we got a league for you there as well. If you don't like all of those other positions and kickers are still people, right, Josh? And you want just quarterbacks and kickers, we got a league for you for that as well. So, and we got the King of the Castle League as well that we're going to beta test next year through 2021. So come on board for that as well. Before I close this out for the night, does anybody have any parting words? Anybody in the room besides me?
That is all for myself. I wish everyone luck over this off season and scouting their teams moving forward for every league we're in, especially our dynasties. I know that will kick up sooner than later. And I say that minus Damien, of course. I hope he has no luck in any of his ventures throughout fantasy.
Love it. Josh?
Yeah, I'm going to reiterate what Kevin said. I was surprised he didn't lead off with it, but I knew it was coming. I knew he was going to say except for Damien. Yeah. So all I'm going to say is, Damien, you and Kevin better watch out because I am coming to the Appalachian region next season. I plan on making a big splash, and I plan on taking Traquan Smith maybe around round 10, 15, something like that. And we're going all the way to the World Championship. No offense to you, Chris. You did your thing. But I have meaning now. I have meaning, and I have a point that needs to be proven. What?
So no, you don't.
Yes, I do. Get me out of here.
Chris, to our world champion, you got any parting words?
I just want to thank you guys. Had a great season. It's a great league, and it sounds like I'm gonna have to get Traquan Smith in like round 9 maybe, just to kind of get the edge for next season. So I'm gonna give that a try, see if it works.
Sean, what do you got?
I'm just looking forward to it all next year, and hopefully we can get if the pandemic allows and all that goes away, we can gather around for the South Atlantic meetup again, and whenever we face off and have a good time with the QB arm and leg chairs.
Whether we get a chance to meet up or not, I hope that my luck is in ebbs and waves. I hope that since I lost to you this year, that I'll beat you next year. All I can do is hope. So we will play against each other one more time next year. Maybe we get into the playoffs, maybe twice. Hopefully for me, not for you. If you don't make the playoffs, I'll be okay with that. Hey, thank you to everybody for making this an incredible season. We weren't even sure if we were going to have a season, and to see the growth that we have had through all of this in 2020, it definitely could not have happened without any of you that are out there still watching us, all 8 of you after being on for an hour and 3 minutes. We appreciate you. That's it. This is closing the 2020 chapter. We will reopen the doors on 1 March. Our next broadcast is going to be on 3 March. For those of you that are in Dynasty, when we open up those doors, make sure you get in sooner than later. That way we can get you up on the trading block. And I promise you that at the end of 2021 that we will make sure that trading block is open to you all a little bit sooner. And lastly, don't forget, we are Fanatically Real. Everybody have a good night.